With the Hy-Vee Fuel Saver Rewards Card, you can save big at the pump. Simply sign up at customer service, then shop our ad for weekly Fuel Saver products. For every one you buy, you'll earn a discount on gas, as much as $2 or more per gallon. Because the more you shop, the more you save. Sign up for the Hy-Vee Fuel Saver Rewards Card at customer service today and start to earn big discounts on gas. Some restrictions apply.
Good evening. Welcome to the Rachel Parkey Show here on Wave TV. I'm your host, Rod Tompkins, and we're joined right now by the head coach of the Chillicothe Lady Hornets. That's Coach Rachel Parkey. Coach, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, and relax. It's going to be a good time. We'll have a lot of fun here on your show, and we'll be seeing you each week, or as often as we can, at least anyway, and a lot of good things to talk about so far already for the Lady Hornets this year.
Yeah, we got off to a really good start this year, so.
Well, we'll talk a little bit about that start the other side of our first break here. Right now, let's just kind of talk about there's been some changes. You know, you have JV players moving up, players graduating. Tell us about the kind of mix of players you have this year, some of the girls on the roster, and as many of you as you can, and just what type of basketball we should expect this year.
You know, we expect to play with experience a lot more as we go through this year because a lot of the girls that are getting varsity experience right now are back from last year, and they were able to gain a lot of experience and just knowledge in game situations last year. And now we're just trying to build that up and kind of get back in their memories and recall all those situations and build on those going into this year. And
a lot of players back, no question about that. And you have a mix. You don't have all seniors or anything like that, and the cupboard's going to be bare next year or anything. A couple of seniors who really are going to contribute, no doubt. Samantha McKitty, also Maddie Williams, both gotten a lot of accolades. Samantha brings some great size to your team. After that, you got a lot of juniors, some sophomores. I didn't notice on the roster whether you had any freshmen on the varsity roster or not, but a nice mix, and like you said, that able to continue a good, strong program every year like that.
Absolutely, you know, and having Erin Gilliland as our point guard, she's just a junior, and she has had a lot of experience in just pushing the ball up the floor and learning to be a leader and control the tempo of the game. And that's a key for us is having her in the game and being that leader on the floor.
I know a lot of coaches would have to be really pleased with the type of players you have. You have some exceptional guards, especially speed-wise. Sometimes maybe you need to take a little bit better care of the basketball, but that's something I'm sure you'll be addressing on a daily basis. But just the speed, you get girls like Maddie Williams, Mackenzie Barnett, Erin Gilliland, all of them exceptional track athletes on top of basketball players. Not many girls teams going to be able to keep up with you, I wouldn't think.
No, and that's where ball pressure is going to be very important, so we can cause teams to, you know, make silly mistakes. And then when we get the ball and we get pressure, we're really working on being able to handle it and get it up the floor and get into our offense and run the things that we want to run.
Another nice guard, Kirsten Lawler. She's an experienced player and will play some good minutes for you as well. The other thing I say you're blessed with, post players. You got some girls everywhere from, I would say, 5'8" up to about 5'11", maybe 6 foot tall. McKitty, one of those I mentioned. Lexi Snyder, a good young player. You've also got some other ones. Haley Jones, I think just a sophomore as well. You throw Maggie Graves, of course, into that mix. Pretty blessed all the way around, and that way should enable you to play whatever type of basketball you really want to.
Right. We've got a really good, when you look at the girls, they look like basketball players. We've got a good mix of size and speed on the team. And so now it's just figuring it out and working together.
And that's what you got that nice long season for. Of course, the main goal, have things figured out before the district tournament.
Absolutely. We're going to have it figured out before then.
No doubt. I have all the faith in the world. We're going to talk a little bit about the good week that you and your team had up at the Savannah Invitational, talk a little bit about the other games that have been played this year, and then get into the upcoming games. We're going to do that all next, the other side of the break, right here on the Rachel Parkey Show.
This year, wrap up your holidays in an unforgettable way. Indulge your loved ones with jewelry as unique as she is, with gorgeous gold and exquisite diamonds in the latest fashions. It's nearly impossible to go wrong. From classic to modern, there are options for every style. She'll be enraptured by these timeless and colorful creations that are as affordable as they are beautiful. Let yourself get wrapped up in the spirit of the holidays with sensationally crafted jewelry from Lawhoff Jewelry and Gifts in Chillicothe and Trenton.
It's never happened before. It may never happen again. It's Clark's Furniture's huge pre-holiday private sale. For the first time ever, Clark's private sale goes public. You heard right, but time's running out to save up to 70% off store-wide. This is your golden opportunity to shop some of the most respected names in home furnishings like Flex Steel, Lazy Boy, Broyhill, Natuzzi, Ashley, Von Bassett, Serta, and others, all at savings of up to 70% off. You'll find a huge selection of reclining furniture on sale, including rockers, wall huggers, heated massage chairs, lift chairs, and more. Reclining sofas start at just $5.99. Save up to 50% on gorgeous dining room groups and save hundreds on best-selling mattress sets by Serta and Tempur-Pedic. Plus, get free box springs, pillows, and blankets. And find huge savings on adjustable bases. Interest-free financing for 3 full years is available. Don't wait. The incredible pre-holiday private sale is coming to an end at Clark's Furniture in Chillicothe.
Welcome back to the Rachel Parkey Show here on Wave TV. You got introduced to the Lady Hornets and learned a little bit about them in our first segment. During this segment, we're going to talk about the games that you played up to this point, Coach. 4 games total played, and let's start off with the Savannah Invitational. What a tournament your team have. You come up just shy of the biggest prize, but take us maybe through the Maryville game, the Savannah game, 2 conference opponents that you'll see again. Awfully good to come out and get wins against them.
Absolutely. Maryville, they're young, and we were able to go out, and we just had this confidence about us that we were going to go out and execute the game plan, and the girls did that perfectly. They went out there and they worked hard. They did what we needed to do. I think we ended up winning by like 19 last Tuesday night, and then we came back against Savannah, and that was a tough ball game. They had their home crowd there. They've got some young kids, but they also had some girls that were returners out there. Hannah Miller, she's an excellent ball player, and they gave us some trouble, and it was a very good game, and the girls they were able to keep their composure, execute the game plan just the way we talked about, and we got to come out on top and go to the championship Saturday night.
And that's a very tough tournament. There are a lot of very good girls teams in it. To make it to that championship game, a great accomplishment. Of course, you would have liked to have had the title. I'll tell you what, you ran into a buzzsaw, though, in the Lady Irish of St. Joe Lafayette. Tough team right there.
I don't know if the best team in the state would have been able to stop them Saturday night with the way they were shooting. They were 9 for 13 from the three-point line, or from the arc, and they just shot lights out. And we were on the opposite end of that, and we had a hard time hitting anything. But it was good for us to go out and play them, because now we know what we need to get ready for when we see them again when it comes time for conference. Kind
of a measuring stick game early in the season to let you know exactly where you are.
Absolutely.
And you'll, of course, get a chance to see them. You'll see other tough conference teams. Going to be very good this year. Of course, there's always LeBlanc in the mix, but you look at St. Joe Benton, who put it on you pretty good, I believe, there at the end of last season. Then you've got Smithville in there, who's been to, I think, the championship game the last 2 years in a row in Class 4. There's going to be some great battles, and I would say the top 5, maybe even 6, anybody can win any given night.
And I think that that's absolutely correct. And it feels good to know this year I know that we're going to be there, and it could be anyone's game any given night, as opposed to, a few years ago when we're just so young and we're getting in there and we're just doing everything we can to fight and fight. Now I feel like we're going in with confidence and expecting to win ball games, and not just, let's just hope for it. Let's expect to win, and let's meet those expectations.
Absolutely. You won't have anybody out, say, maybe the night Smithville and Lafayette play, taking a look at that game or anything, will you?
Yes, we will.
I thought there might be a pretty good chance of that, and I'm not sure where that all falls with the schedule, but that should be a good one. But a lot of good basketball to be played on both the boys and girls side of the MEC. It's competitive in all sports, so it's a great conference to be a part of.
It is a very tough conference, and so it's very good for the competitive aspect.
All right, well, let's talk a little bit about the night. Of course, the team overall, very good. You end up second place at Savannah. Some of the individual performances, the ones Jim was there a few nights, but I wasn't there. I remember some very solid play from Maggie Graves. Seems like a double-double, maybe every game, if not very close to it. Maddie Williams was a part of the all-tournament team, I know. But I thought Maggie really stepped up, and this year she's made a statement that she's going to be one of the best players in the conference, I think.
Yes, Maggie's on a mission. That's the best way to put that. And, that kid has a lot of confidence, and she has the ability to go out there and play with any of them. And she's a great kid to have on the team, because the girls really look for her too. When you've got someone out there that can do those things that Maggie does, post up hard, have an outside shot, handle the ball. she's a great teammate for these girls.
And a few of your girls have this going for them, some awfully good genetics when it comes to athletics, both on either the mom's or dad's side of things.
Absolutely. Maggie's getting a lot of good talent there.
That McKitty girl, somebody might, lobby that maybe she has some pretty good genetics going on too.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm not sure who would lobby for that, but somebody probably would.
I'm pretty sure the assistant coach might go after that one.
He might have a little something to do with it. Of course, I remember him from his Wheeling playing days, a great player over there, and seems to be a good mixture on the bench. One of you is maybe a little bit upset. The other one's over there being the calming influence and directing the girls and things like that. Seem to do real well over there.
Yes, we work very well together.
Well, overall, a second-place finish there at the Savannah Invitational, and we're going to talk the other side of the break about what you've got coming up. But a good play all the way around, really, is what it came down to. Your guards were very solid. I'd heard that they had taken really good care of the basketball there at Savannah. The next game after that, maybe something to work on. Maybe they were a little worn down, too. It's a tough tournament schedule, as you got an always tough Moberly Lady Spartan team in a game just the other night. A game that your team dominated for 3 quarters. That fourth really got away from you. Well, that's got to be a victory that you feel like the team let get away, Coach. That's the bottom line.
Yep, we should have came out on top on that one, and we didn't. We played a good 3 quarters of basketball, and we let up, and we can't do that. We're not a team that can just let up and let somebody else have some confidence and get back in the game and expect to be able to fight through it.
Maybe we'll skip what you had to say in the locker room after that game that night, but what about the next day at practice? What'd you do to go back out there, get the girls pumped up, or maybe that's something you have an experienced enough team that they did themselves?
The girls, everybody, myself included, we were still pretty emotional wearing that loss on Monday night, yesterday at practice. But everybody came out, we talked about it, and then we shut the door on it. We said, that one's over, there's nothing we can do about it, let's focus on Excelsior.
Great way to handle it, I think, and really the only way to handle things. What's coming up next on the schedule? We'll talk about it the other side of the break. Who's your first game?
We've got Excelsior Springs Monday night.
Excelsior Springs, the Lady Tigers, I believe, out of Excelsior Springs. Coach Rachel Parkey with us here for the Rachel Parkey Show. I'm your host, Rod Tompkins. We've talked a little about Lady Hornet basketball here in our first show of the season. We're going to come back in our final segment and talk about the Lady Tigers of Excelsior Springs and pick Coach Parkey's brain a little bit and find out what we can about them. We'll do that all next here on Wave TV.
Piggly Wiggly is proud to be your locally owned hometown grocer, which means it's the only grocery store where the money spent in the store actually stays in the community. Featuring the best meat department in the area, where all the beef and pork is raised in the USA and cut and packaged right in the store. Piggly Wiggly Deli features delicious favorites like Champ's Chicken or Jack's Tenderloins. Dine in or carry out, lunch or dinner. Also available for catering any size with any menu. Book your next event through our deli department. Stop by Piggly Wiggly today for fast, convenient grocery shopping, exceptional meat quality, and down-home friendly folks. Support hometown, support Piggly Wiggly.
Wow! This is Brent Klein, owner of the New Woody's Automotive Group in Chillicothe. Over the past few months, our customers have been giving testimony over the radio, bragging about their wow experience at the New Woody's. The bottom line is that 99.8% of our customers expressed tremendous satisfaction with the price, selection, and treatment. Our customers were wowed because we give our best price up front, the same price, on the net and the car, trade or not, third-party verified to be among the lowest in the nation with no hidden tacked-on fees. The New Woody's Automotive Group in Chillicothe. Wow!
Like what you hear? Go to wildwoodies.com.
Jill and Daryl of Essential Needs Day Spa and Cafe, located in downtown Chillicothe, invite you to stop by for great food and to experience their variety of great services. Jill and her staff offer 30 and 60-minute massages and beauty services like hair coloring and styling, as well as pedicures and manicures. Daryl offers some of the greatest food in town with an extensive menu that includes breakfast served all day. Just stop by today at Essential Needs Day Spa and Cafe, located in downtown Chillicothe on the east side of the square.
Welcome back to the Coach Rachel Parkey Show here on Wave TV. And, Coach, we talked a little bit about that game against Moberly the other night. A very good program, very solid. They're back where they have quite a few younger players now. But again, your team played exceptional for 3 quarters of that game, I thought. We have some highlights from that game, all good ones, I'm sure. So we're going to go back, take a look at those, and Jim Bly's going to show those for us now. And let's take a look at those now. And if you'd take us through those, I'd appreciate it, Coach.
We had a pretty fun little crowd going on there.
Who's the guy with the hair?
I know. The girls did a really good job of breaking the press early in the game and handling the pressure by going long and looking for each other and finishing. That's something that I feel like we've struggled with in the past, and we were able to, put the ball in the bucket whenever we needed to.
Maddie Williams shot it pretty well. We saw right there.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Mackenzie Barnett following her own shot. Those are all positive things you like to see.
Yes. We gave up some on transition defense there the other night, but then we'd come right back and go at them again there in the third quarter.
I got to ask you a question, Coach. Bottom line, wouldn't you like to see Erin Gilliland shoot the ball a little more?
Yes, I would. I would absolutely love to see her shoot the ball more. Maggie Graves has that nice elbow shot. She's been working really hard. You can tell she spent a lot of time in the gym.
Real comfortable mid-range. It's a little bit odd to see out of your bigger girls sometimes.
Yes.
Well, of course, the Lady Spartans, you're going to give credit where credit's due. Again, a strong program down there. They came fighting back. A new young coach, Coach Lyons, I believe it is, down there. And her girls never quit and just battled. Did they really put up, 26 in that fourth period?
They put up 26 points in the fourth quarter.
And that's all we need to say about that part of it right there.
That is.
I think probably it puts you at 2-2 on the season. Their bigger girl, the Godwin girl, Alexis Godwin, I believe it is, she put on a show in that fourth.
She did. And you know what? We buckled on our defense some there the other night because I think in the fourth quarter they shot 23 free throws. And so we put them on the line, and they executed when they got put on the line.
Nice feed in there to Samantha McKitty, it looked like, on that one. She's going to finish most times, especially if there's nobody between her and the basket like that.
Yes. That height, and she's strong, so she really wants to be big and own that lane.
Good strong drop step moves out of her too. Really
Yes.
good with her feet down low. Work it around a little bit more here and take a look at these. Like I said, I'd like to see Erin shoot the basketball, and I knew you probably would as a coach too, but you've got good, fast, and talented guard play. Looks like they have the same thing from Moberly, as whenever they really put the pressure on the inbound, something you guys struggled with a little bit.
We got rattled.
It can happen, and that's why it's early season. It's good to get, games like that, a non-conference game. Of course, you'd like to have those non-conference wins. They can really pile up and put you up towards that 20 mark and things. But a good learning experience, and I think more positives certainly than negatives to take away from the Moberly game.
Right, and it's one of those things I'm glad it happened in November because in February nobody's going to remember that game.
Especially get down there district tournament, you lose it once and you're done for the year. Nobody wants to do that.
That's right.
Well, like I said, put you at 2-2 on this season. Excelsior Springs coming up. What do you know about the Lady Tigers? Have you had anybody take a look at them yet?
They are 1-2. We're going to go take a look tomorrow night and see what they've got.
Who do they get tomorrow night? Do you know?
Christian Summit Academy.
Elite Summit Christian Academy.
Okay,
I think it is. Well, that is, and I know. Well, that's a tough one. There's a bajillion schools out there to keep track of. Just kind of a force of habit or a occupational hazard that I would know that. But so you're going to send somebody? Are you going down yourself?
I think I'm going to go for a ride.
All right, sounds like a good time, and they'll take on Excelsior Springs, your upcoming opponent. And what night is that again?
We play them on Monday night at Excelsior Springs.
Monday night at Excelsior Springs, so a road trip there for the Lady Hornets. I'd have to say, got to feel pretty confident headed in there. Enough time to put a little bit of a painful loss behind you, get some good practices in. Should be able to go down there with good, clear heads, focused, and play some good basketball.
Yes, we will. We had a really good practice this evening, and if we have another good couple, we'll be ready to rock and roll.
Well, have you had a good time with us here on the show? Because we're going to do this a whole lot.
I know. I appreciate it.
All right, well, we've had a good time. That's Coach Rachel Parkey. Her team off to a good 2-2 start. And we'll be back with the show weekly, just like the Coach Tim Cool show here on Wave TV. Again, Coach, thanks for stopping by. We've had a lot of fun. Look forward to doing it.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Again, Rachel Parkey there. This is the Rachel Parkey Show on Wave TV.
Hello, this is Nicole at Cross Connections Computer Essentials. Are you tired of driving all the way to the city for those computer parts that you just cannot find locally? Well, you don't have to anymore. We carry many computer parts and accessories that others do not. Also, with our speedy shipping service, we can order almost any computer part or accessory and have it here for you in 2 days. We also specialize in PC and laptop repair, networking, and repair of handheld devices such as iPads, iPods, iPhones, and most Android tablets and cell phones. So stop by today at 721 Webster Street on the north side of the square in Chillicothe. Cross Connections Computer Essentials, your hometown computer store.
Good evening and welcome to the Hy-Vee Tim Cool Coaches Show here on Wave TV. This is our second edition, of course. My pleasure to be joined, as usual, for the show by Coach Tim Cool. Coach, glad you could be here.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
It's a real pleasure. Last time we talked was after a pretty tough game for your team. You were at the Savannah tournament opening round game and took it on the chin pretty good against a talented and very quick St. Joe Lafayette team. I'll tell you what, though, your team comes back, then I believe it was Wednesday night, back in action against a always big, always strong, but somewhat young Platte County Pirate team this year, one that maybe kind of feels like they owe you a little bit of something from last year's district tournament as well. But your guys go out, you fall behind in this one, but after a tough loss, after falling behind by 14, 17, I can't remember exactly what it was, they really came out and not only showed you, but showed everybody around the area just what they're made of.
Yeah, I was really proud of our guys. They just kept playing hard, and we ended up actually getting down by 17 in the fourth quarter. So had a big hill to climb, and the guys just kept fighting, and just a little bit at a time. We talked about one possession at a time. We had to get some stops. Platte County, when they're shooting the ball well, they really, that just adds to their confidence, and they were shooting it pretty well, so they were making lots of shots, and we finally started getting some stops put together. But just in general, I was just really pleased with the effort that our guys put out, and the willingness to just keep playing.
One thing I'm sure you had to be really pleased about, we talked a little bit about Ryan Smith, his athleticism. I mean, the kid can jump. He's exceptionally smart and does a lot of very athletic things. He's still a little bit raw, though. And he comes out against Platte County. I'm judging a kid. I was not at the game, of course, probably a little bit stronger, about the same height as him. I think Eubank would have been the young man's name. He put together a nice game. So did Ryan, though. I believe 7 of 11 from the field, something like that. Ends up 14, 15 points. Against a quality opponent like that, you had to feel like that's maybe not a breakout performance rather, but kind of something you're going to expect from him, kind of night in, night out now at this point.
Yeah, and I've talked pretty openly about the fact that we're really going to need Ryan, and he's going to have to really fill a big spot for us around the basket. We need to throw it inside, and he's a guy that's capable of doing it, and he had a good game that night and shot the ball really well. I really felt like he concentrated the whole game, and we've still got a long way to go, but with Ryan getting better and all of our guys working hard, we're getting better every day in practice, and I'm really pleased with that.
Brings me to another young man I want to talk about a little bit rather, Trent Moore. I don't know much about this young man. He put together a really nice game in that Platte County one, almost into double figures. Seems like he had about 5 rebounds as well. A nice game for him. Tell folks about Trent a little bit.
Trent, great kid, and something that's really fun for coaches is when you have coachable kids who are willing to listen and try to do the things that you're trying to help them with, and he's that way 100% of the time. Trent's just a great kid and had a really good summer. Got to play a lot of ball this summer. So he's gotten a lot better. Last year as a JV player, he was coming on, and we could see that he was growing. But now, he's stepping into a varsity role, and I think he's going to be a very good varsity player. He's going to help us a lot. And like I said, the main thing with Trent is, he's talented, obviously, but his willingness to be coached is really, really a plus for him.
And it seems like you really, and we've talked a little bit about it before, you're very complimentary of the kids, their work ethic, and just what good kids they are overall. This just kind of goes on to solidify that fact.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we just got a bunch of great kids, and, I think they're really buying into what we need to try to do. We have to go hard in practice every day, and, so they're starting to get it figured out. It's at the varsity level, it's just a whole different deal. And you just have to keep getting better, because the other teams that you're going to be facing are always getting better, and they start out pretty good anyway. So we just have to keep improving, keep working hard in practice, and I think we're going to be a good team.
Of course, Tyler Clampett ends up scoring the free throw that gives you the 65-64 victory in that one. He had a very nice game that night, 19 points for him, almost hits the 20 mark. Did a lot of other things right. I think he had a couple steals, 5 or 6 rebounds as well. We know he's a talented defender. A tremendous game for him there, no doubt about that. Obviously, he was a big part of sparking your comeback. Is there a particular play or sequence in the game or anything like that you can go back to where you said, hey, we got this thing turned around, we stand a good chance of coming back at this point?
Well, it just kind of was a process throughout about the last 3.5 or 4 minutes. I thought that our mindset changed a little bit as far as really working defensively, and I thought we were working hard defensively the whole game, but we just weren't doing the little extra things. We weren't contesting hard enough, and I thought that kind of shifted a little bit for us in the fourth quarter, and then we really executed down the stretch. We ran our stuff, and the guys didn't panic, so there wasn't really any specific moment. I thought. I was pretty excited when Tyler hit that free throw. And actually, the last 3 or 4 possessions, we ran a couple set plays and got threes, and the guys hit them. And then DJ ran a little set that we have for him as our point guard, and he got a layup, and that tied the game. So execution down the stretch offensively, and we put together 3 or 4 straight stops and executed on offense, and that was really the key.
Part of that execution, shooting the basketball pretty well. You shot nearly 50% on the night, I believe, somewhere in the high 40s anyway. 4 of 9 from beyond the arc as well. If you have those kind of numbers, most nights you're going to be pretty successful.
Yeah, and we shot really well late too. We shot when it was really important. Some clutch shots. Like I said, we were running some good stuff, and the guys really responded.
I'm Rod Tompkins. This is Coach Tim Cool, the Hy-Vee Tim Cool Coaches Show, brought to you every Thursday at 7 o'clock. Been talking with Coach Cool a little bit about his Wednesday game, or the team's Wednesday game at the Savannah Tournament. We're going to talk a little bit about the consolation final game as well. We're going to do that at the other side of the break, right here on Wave TV.
Hello, this is Steve at Martin House Gifts. The holidays are approaching, and we have you covered with specials on fall and Thanksgiving items. Don't forget about our Deer Bucks promotion and our open house on Friday, November 2nd from 5 to 8 p.m. and Saturday, November 3rd, 10 a.m. until noon. Artist Sheila Beatty will be signing Christmas ornaments, and Jamie Pauls will regale you with his keyboard talents while you enjoy a cup of our spiced hot cider. And of course, Mama Jane's creations while you shop. Remember, when you're looking for that perfect gift for the heart or the home, you can find it at Martin House Gifts right here in Chillicothe.
Wow! This is Brent Klein, owner of the New Woody's Automotive Group in Chillicothe. Over the past few months, our customers have been giving testimony over the radio, bragging about their wow experience at the New Woody's. The bottom line is that 99.8% of our customers expressed tremendous satisfaction with the price, selection, and treatment. Our customers were wowed because we give our best price up front, the same price, on the net and the car, trade or not, third-party verified to be among the lowest in the nation with no hidden tacked-on fees. The New Woody's Automotive Group in Chillicothe. Wow!
Like what you hear? Go to wildwoodies.com.
Welcome back to the Hy-Vee Tim Cool Coaches Show here on Wave TV. Again, I'm your host, Rod Tompkins. The coach joins me here, and you were in that consolation final, after a nice victory, a nice bounce-back victory over Platte County. You come back to take on the Golden Eagles, I believe they are, of St. Joe Bishop LeBlond. A little bit of history there already on the season, a great soccer game between two talented soccer teams. Some of those soccer players on both sides of this one, and made for an interesting evening, I'd have to say, from what I heard at least anyway. You go out up against Bishop LeBlond, and what a difference a couple nights make. You shoot about 50% one night, then you come out against LeBlond. Seemed like maybe a lid on the basket there for a little while, Coach.
Yeah, we didn't shoot it real well, and really the whole game we struggled offensively. And the two areas I felt like we really struggled the most were shooting the ball and rebounding the ball defensively. We really struggled there, and LeBlond took advantage of that. They had several extra possessions that game because of their ability to rebound it on the offensive end, and that's something that we're working on. We understand we need to get better at that, and we're working on that. So it's going to come down to our guys just figuring out the accountability, and we have to rebound the ball on defense. We're not big, but we can rebound.
And you have a night, or Tyler Clampett has a night that I'm pretty comfortable saying he'll probably never suffer through again, as talented as he is in his career. I believe 0 of 13 total, but still he did a lot of things. I took a look at the scorebook. He comes away 6 or 7 rebounds, somewhere in that neighborhood. Actually, I believe 9 rebounds, now that I think about it. Had a couple steals. Those things, rebounding, defense, they never go into slumps.
Yeah, and that's something we talk about a lot too, as far as there are going to be nights when the ball just won't go in, and that's basketball. But the absolutes that we have to have, the defense, the rebounding, taking care of the ball, those type of things, we can do that every night. And Tyler is a kid, great kid, is not going to play to his offense. If he's having a rough night on offense, he's not going to allow it to affect his defense. That's always going to be there. And as a coach, that's a really comfortable thing to have when you've got a kid out there who's going to play hard, whether he's making shots or not. Some kids are, if their shots are going in, then they're going to have a great game. They're going to play better on defense and rebound. With Tyler, he's going to rebound, and he's going to play great defense all night long. So, that's basketball. Sometimes it goes in, but, it was a tough night for all of us that night.
Well, LeBlond ends up getting you 49-40 in the end of this one, and I'd have to say, I'm just guessing, probably the most positive thing you're going to take out of this, the fact that your team never quit playing hard. They played exceptional towards the end of that game, really fought back, and kind of got you guys back into it. Had a chance there with, maybe a minute and a half left, something like that.
Yeah, we were down 7, I think, with a little over a minute to go. So, we put ourselves in a position to, have a chance at the end of the game, and that's through, like you said, playing hard, and just battling through some tough shooting, and we never did shoot it real well. But defensively, we kept ourselves at least within striking distance because we were willing to get out there and guard.
As I looked at the numbers again from this one, LeBlanc, they're up right around 50%, or maybe even a little bit over. As I looked at those numbers, your numbers well less than that. Got to feel like the next time you face them, you stand an awful good chance in that game, I would think.
Well, if we clean up some of the things we need to clean up, we're gonna have to rebound it better, and that's something that they're good at. They rebound the ball very well offensively. So we're just gonna have to do a better job of cutting down possessions. I felt like we guarded them pretty well. But then at the end, they would get that extra possession with that offensive rebound. So that just kills you. And they got a lot of easy stuff around the basket because they were rebounding the ball in there around the hoop. So we've got to cut down on that. I was really pleased with we held them under 50. Which was a goal, and we had fewer than 12 turnovers, which was another goal. We had 10 turnovers on the night, so we didn't turn it over. We just gave it to them too easily on the offensive end when they were rebounding.
That makes a lot of sense. That turnover number exceptional, actually, and something you'd be happy with, I'm sure, any given night. 49-40, again, the final. A really nice night for a guy that you'd like to see step up and score the basketball a little bit more. It was kind of by necessity in this case. Probably the most shots, I'm guessing, he's probably ever taken in a game. DJ Gannon, he did shoot the basketball pretty well.
DJ can score, and he's going to have to be an offensive threat for us. He's our point guard, and the offense that we run, he's going to have the ball quite a bit. We're going to run some things for him, and he's a good shooter, and as a senior now, he's big and strong enough to go about wherever he wants with the ball. So he's going to be able to get in the lane and create things for other players and create his own shot. So we're going to rely on him a lot to score the ball for us, as well as get everybody where they need to be.
This is the weekly Tim Cool Coaches Show here on Wave TV. Coach Cool joins us every week, and the show plays on Thursdays at 7 o'clock. Typically going to be playing right after the Coach Rachel Parkey show here on Wave TV. We're going to take one last little break, come back, and look at the game that's coming up on Friday for the Hornets. Coach Cool going to talk that over with us. We'll do that next here on Wave TV. Welcome back to the Hy-Vee Tim Cool Coaches Show. Coach Cool going to talk a little bit now about the upcoming game. Of course, this airs on Thursday. You've got a game coming up on Friday night. The Excelsior Springs Tigers, a team that you were able to defeat 3 times last year. A couple of those were pretty tough games, or at least for a half or more that I can remember. From what we both understand, Excelsior Springs, a much improved team this year.
Yeah, they're way better. They have everybody back, and some of their main players played a lot this summer, and I actually saw a couple of them play quite a bit this summer, and they've really improved. And they really play hard. They play together. They played Cameron a really good game the other night. I think ended up losing by 3 to Cameron. So they're going to be a tough matchup for us. We're going to have to play well, and but that's okay. This time of the year we need to see teams that are going to challenge us, and that's how we're going to get better.
Other than just overall solid execution, good hard defense, things like that, any things you see as particular keys to victory in this one?
Yeah, we're going to have to take care of the ball. They're going to come out and really press. They're going to guard us 94 feet and try to get us sped up and really try to turn us over a lot. So we're going to have to take care of the ball. And, defense and rebounding, once again, that's going to be key for us. We need to try to limit them to one shot. It needs to be a contested shot, not something like a warm-up jumper, that we don't need any of that. So we've got to play good, solid defense and then rebound at the end. And if we run our stuff, we've got good stuff that we can run. And if we run it, we'll be okay offensively. I think we're going to score enough to beat some teams. We're just going to have to stop the other team.
A bit of a roller coaster week for you and your basketball team since the last time we were together here on your show. A tough loss followed by a great win, and then kind of a game where there was a little bit of good and a little bit of bad involved in it. So a little bit of up, a little bit of down, kind of what you'd expect with not a completely new basketball team, but one with guys who didn't bring a ton of experience going past the 2 and 3 spots on the squad.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of things early that have really made me feel like this is going to be a fun team to coach. I have no idea about wins and losses. I've always told my teams, those take care of themselves. We just have to go out and play the way the way we should and practice hard and play hard. But I really like these guys. They're a good bunch. They're working hard. We've got a lot to learn. We've got a lot to learn and got a lot of things to adjust to. But I really like the direction that we're going. I think our leaders are starting to do a good job in practice and lead through example. And so I like the direction that we're heading.
Well, I can sense that you're pretty happy with the way things are improving. I know you've got a lot of pride in the young men that they are out there. That means a lot to you as well, and a lot to the folks around the community and the administration at Chillicothe High School and everything as well. I'm sure you're going to have a good, strong week. We'll look forward to talking to you next week on the show, seeing how things fare against Excelsior and in other games, things like that. But we appreciate you taking out the time to stop by, talk with us a little bit today on a very busy day for all of us. So thanks a lot. We'll look forward to the next time you stop by here for the Hy-Vee Tim Cool Coaches Show.
Thank you, Rod. Appreciate it.
Let's going to wrap things up for this week. A bit of a abbreviated edition. The Hornets working on a lot of positive momentum right now. Be sure to join us next week right here for the Hy-Vee Tim Cool Coaches Show.